My name is Frank Fortunato. This is a live broadcast. It's Monday morning, February 8th, 2010, and as promised, I'm broadcasting to you from London. The east coast of the United States was walloped by a massive storm. Philadelphia received 30 inches of snow. We were one of two airplanes that took off Saturday night to fly to England, and so we made it. Just for your information, there are more than 5 inches of snow predicted this Wednesday for Philadelphia down to Washington. Washington was hit by the biggest storm in 90 years. So if you're going to Washington or have business with anybody there today, forget it. Also, before I start, an amazing amount of money was lost last night. People at Ladbrokes will tell you that. And the upset of the century, the New Orleans Saints actually defeated the Indianapolis Colts in America's Super Bowl. The score was, I believe, 31-19. The Colts have been favored by 4 points. Had I bet money, I would have lost. Well, we've got some news. Toyota is making a move now. They're going to extend their recalls to Prius, to the Prius electric hybrid car, and they've identified another malfunction. This is not the accelerating runaway pedals supposedly caused by the flawed software in the Camrys and other cars. This is a brake problem. We reported on this on Friday. And they're going to make a move. They're going to recall the 2010 Prius that were made in Japan this week. The recall may extend to the American cars that were produced in the United States in 2009. They are recalling a total of 311,000 Priuses. These are mainly 2010 Priuses. They've only produced 332,000 Priuses, so only some 21,000 are escaping the recall. They're also planning, according to the New York Times, on recalling the Lexus HS250 and the Psy hybrid models. So they have a very interesting public relations dilemma facing them right now, and we'll see what happens with that. In Connecticut, yesterday, there was a massive explosion that many people in central Connecticut believed was initially an earthquake. It occurred at a power plant in Middletown, Connecticut. The initial reports from fire people on the scene were that, quote, mass casualties have occurred at this facility. The initial estimates were that upwards of hundreds of workers who were on the scene had been killed. As it turns out, only 5 people were killed. Sunday morning, the workers were involved in purging a natural gas piping system. Obviously, something went dramatically wrong. Many more have been injured, but 5 have been reported dead. That would be in Middletown, Connecticut. In a very unusual bit of news, the CIT group, which was teetering on the edge of bankruptcy, it's a streamlined commercial lender providing financing to small business and middle market sectors, has now announced its new CEO. Listen to who it is. It's John Thain. The 54-year-old Thain was previously the CEO of Merrill Lynch. Mr. Thain's biggest claim to fame probably could be construed to be endeavoring to have sold Merrill Lynch at very top dollar with gaping holes in its portfolio to the Bank of America at a full price. So perhaps the people operating CIT are hoping that Mr. Thain will be able to repeat the same miracle for them. Eric Dinello is in the news. He wrote an op-ed over the weekend in the Wall Street Journal actually defending the giving of bonuses to the AIG employees, saying that in fact if the some $40 million in bonuses that have been agreed to are not paid, the litigation costs to the government could easily hit 10 times that amount, as people contest the fact that they perhaps were denied what they were contractually owed. Dinello, of course, is running for the office of governor in New York, and he has raised more money than any of his other competing contenders and peers. In the U.S., the Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner has worded reassurance. He said that the United States is actually in no danger of losing its AAA rating. That's good to know, even though the Obama administration has predicted a $1.6 trillion deficit in 2010. When asked in an ABC News interview yesterday, he said, absolutely not. We'll never have a downgrade. That will never happen to this country. He said investors around the world turn to U.S. Treasuries and dollar-denominated assets whenever they're worried about global stability. That reflects the basic confidence in the United States and in its economic system. From your lips to God's ears, Mr. Geithner. And finally, if you're anywhere near a TV set in the United States, you know that NBC, the wholly owned, up till now, GE subsidiary, I believe they're being sold partially to Vivendi. Oh, excuse me, they're being sold, of course, to Comcast. GE and Vivendi own jointly NBC, and the NBC operation is being sold to Comcast. However, NBC is going to be broadcasting the 21st Olympic Games from Vancouver. They start the week after next. The word on the street, and NBC has actually admitted it, is that NBC is going to lose $200 million in the broadcasting of the games. Some interesting information is coming in. Apparently, Aon is broking the coverage against perils of terrorism and a lack of snowfall that could derail the competition. The Olympiad begins on the 12th of February, which is this coming Friday. The cancellation of the event itself, according to David Bruce, who's the head of specialty underwriting for syndicates, said would be a massive loss. Bruce estimated it could be up to $2.5 billion in abandonment claims that could occur in the event that the games were canceled for some reason. Bruce confirmed that Hiscox is involved in ensuring the event, but would not reveal the names of the policyholders. Obviously, there's no possibility of the event being canceled unless there was some sort of terror attack. The snowfall out in that area of Western Canada has been plentiful. We'll keep our eyes on the news. As I say, we're in London. We promised that we'd be interviewing a number of people over here, and we're going to be doing that. In the meantime, we'll break into our regular broadcasting, and if we do have any other news that comes up. One advantage to being over here is that when we arrive in the office in London, it's 9 a.m. London time, of course, and it's 4 o'clock in the morning in the United States. So we have an opportunity to gather some of the breaking news. Lloyd's is coming forward with their 2011-2012 plan. They're going to publicly reveal that today. I'm sure that's going to be replete with references to the Lloyd's Exchange and e-commerce trading options. Remember, though, Tom Bolt and Sue Langley, Bolt in particular, have only been on board and in a position of authority for the past several weeks. So it's unlikely that this plan is going to have too terribly much of an imprint from the new regime. But Richard Ward has never been accused of being one who is the ancien regime. That's the news for now. If we have any more breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. We'll be interviewing people from here, and we might pop in if we get somebody wandering into our office live. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.